Bigbossjock radio show. Listeners are encouraged to rise up, confront the U.S. government. Get out there, kick off the revolution, liberate the Confederate States of America, the Alamo, placed as the capital. Analyst assessment, episode 63. Video clip being assessed was posted by NBC News entitled "Watch Live, Trump Participates in Immigration and Border Security Roundtable." Posted April 5, 2019. Airtime 52 minutes, 2 seconds. Enter into the clip 37 minutes, 21 seconds. Before beginning, going to make a mention. Court date, May 23rd, Shasta County Superior Court. 8:30 in the morning. Redding, California. Would appreciate some assistance. 37 minutes, 21 seconds. The issue has been explained in other episodes. It will be explained further. That's all for the moment. Charged with 2 felonies. Facing years imprisonment. The charges? An 8-inch knife on the hip. Same knife on the same hip with the same attire worn in the offices of the, would they be the accuser? The local Redding Police Department. They're also the ones that received the protest. That was the way they dealt with the issue. They arrested me. They're not subjected to any type of oversight. I'd appreciate some assistance. 37 minutes, 21 seconds. The other issue, they're saying that I gave false information when I stated my birth name, the same birth name that they recognized. That's due to why they didn't have any qualm with me having a knife on my hip, 8-inch blade partially covered by the attire, for 5 months on their doorstep. But one moment to the next, they get to pretend that never happened and everything began on a different day, and that a protest wasn't going on. Nothing of that's mentioned in the court. It's vindictive actions by an inept police department to handle the issue. Address the protest instead of keeping up with the nonsense, which is abuse. Denied health benefits, not allotted a dollar's pay, vigiled every day, held in the STEMO-Seaver program ran by the USDIA, held against my will. USDIA operators are placed at the Redding Police Department. They're very aware that I'm a U.S. federal agent, that I have a birth name, Earl Hawkins. They're also aware that the auxiliary name that I also have attached is a special attachment with instructions, an executive order directorate. That's why someone can walk up on the freeway. Normally, that is found as an infraction. The person is arrested, subjected to a fine, are not allowed up on the interstate. Done repetitively with a hand billboard. Which read, "Revolution is the solution. Overthrow the U.S. government." The police, they did give me a warning after various times of being up there on the interstate, walking on the shoulder, and not for a foot or two to the next off-ramp and back. Overpass. Back down the ramp. Other couple times at the end of the ramp. 4 times down the interstate and back with a hand billboard. Listening to the tunes, listening to the music of the rubber when it meets the pavement. The sound of the tire on the street. They're tires. It's the interstate. It was a protest. After giving the warning, went over to the Redding Police Department. Continued there for the last, 16 months. I'm the one in the courtroom the protest? I was sexually assaulted by a multitude at the Reading Police Department, from the chief to the grunt at the bottom. And it wasn't only one chief, there's various chiefs involved, retired chiefs, including the one with the name up on the wall. Their mentor? Yeah. Well, no type of oversight for the police. And they're allowed to, if anyone investigated, if anyone took interest, well, it'd be quite evident that what the Reading Police Department is up to is quite, illegal, abusive, a violation of someone's rights, being held against my will in the USDIA STEM-O-SEVER program. Appreciate some assistance. 37 minutes, 21 seconds. Statement made, Dawn. Your turn. Analyst assessment, computer-generated intonation. Canned, little girl, it's your turn. Addressed, the red dress wearer seated on the corner. There's two flanks in the center section. She's over to the left-hand corner. No introduction was made. Presenter left nameless. Condition the public accept statements made by unnamed officials. 37 minutes, 28 seconds through 38 minutes, 20 seconds. Red dress presenter. When you want to come, we are going to roll out the red carpet. If you're an illegal migrant, you want to come to the United States, California is where you want to come. That causes a strain, not only on our taxpayer, not only on our law enforcement, our schools. I mean, it's across the board. It is felt everywhere. Gonna pause there for a moment. Anyone see the trickery? Well, it's quite obvious, the hour and how they're rolling with the hour. Why isn't it U.S. law enforcement? Or if it's from California, local law enforcement or regional law enforcement, but associated to the region, which is California. Or if not, and it's unspecified, it's up to the viewer to perceive. That is the intent, is to get the viewer to be in the abstract, associated to our, attempting to decipher what to associate to the term our. Well, it's up to the group. And what did they hear? Well, if they approve and they went for the first part where it says if you're an illegal migrant, and she's not an it, but it's computer-generated dialogue. So where the words are placed, if you're an illegal migrant, well, that places the listener associating as the illegal migrant. In the abstract, imagining that they're an illegal migrant more. Another. You want to come to the United States. So they imagine themselves as an illegal migrant that wants to come to the United States. And she continues, California is where you want to come. Giving instruction. That's where you want to come. Though they understand in the abstract, they're imagining they're an illegal migrant. And that's where they want to go. Well, that's also where they should be sent. Where is about to be declared a sanctuary place? Conditioning for the listener to accept such an idea. Then red dress continues on. That causes a strain, not only on our taxpayer. Well, who is our taxpayer? Is that the taxpayer of the United States of America? Or is that the taxpayer of California? Not only on our law enforcement, our schools, is that the United States of America's schools? And well, which part of law enforcement? All the law enforcement that exists in the United States of America? Or regional law enforcement? I mean, she continues, it's across the board. It is felt everywhere. Which part of everywhere? In California everywhere? Or in the United States everywhere? Understanding, listener? This is computer-generated dialogue with the intent to brainwash, leave the listener duped, conditioned to accept the idea being planted by the USDIA, the breakup of the U.S. territory. Our, depending on the listener, Could mean the United States of America, or could very well mean the region of California. Going to be the zone with the sectors. U.S. President interjected, quote, and by the way, it makes it much tougher for everybody. They pour into these areas that sanctuary cities are a disaster. Red Dress interjected, yep. U.S. President continued, and they pour in places in California. They don't want to be sanctuary cities. They're actually asking not to be a sanctuary city. Analyst assessment. Exercise of the phrase. Phrase is, condition the public, except an autonomous region of California, public associates to the our, repeated over and over again at the first part of the phrases. Transition to they. Viewers should give some thought. If them are ours, who then would be they? Clever English rubbish. Reader, take note. Cleverness in the wording. Presenters would need practice, hours upon hours, rehearsal for each performance, be able to speak in such a manipulative form, intended to confuse. Same while program. Analyst assessment. Any who choose to listen feel as if are informed. Know next to nothing pertinent in reference to the issues. Minds left full of nonsense. Programmed to be in agreement. Allow the takeover. Give up of the territory. Country of the United States of America. Yeah. 38 minutes, 45 seconds, red dress. Computer generated technical problems. Canned poor mic pickup quality. Mic over-volumed. Listeners, take note. It's frustrating. The computer generation, I think the listener out there is going to become aware and quite frustrated as well. It's blatant. The deception being placed forth. Come on, people. The mic quality. Who supplied the mics? Why is it so low quality? Now that they understand computer generation, what a deception. Takes the listener placing their belief in the authorities, the ones who are presenting such a deception, because the production is nothing more than computer-generated nonsense with the intent to leave the viewer brainwashed. From the dialogue to the movements, computer-generated. Mic pickup quality is presented as if not up to standard. Mic over-volumed. Boomed in the room. Interrupts the U.S. President. Red dress, as makes her presentation. Turn takes precedence. Red dress continues to talk. Completely unacceptable. Talks over the U.S. President. Continues to talk. Reader, take note. Red dress words coincide with the agenda promoted by Dawn. Red dress intonation canned chastise, scolded the President. Explains due to frustration. Acts as if isn't understood. Viewer primal instinct, intonation perceived, canned presenter with other two are at odds. No, presenter with other, the two are at odds, aren't on the same team. 38 minutes, 50 seconds. Red dress statement. A lot of people go to their councils and demand. Analyst assessment. Reader, take note. Listener, as well. Trickery used in the statement. Compare with this version. Statement should have been something as, quote, a lot of Californians approach their local city council members and demand. See, that's much different than a lot of people go to their city councils and demand. Which people? Which city councils? 320 million people in the United States of America? Oh, it's a given that it's California? Why the trickery? Why not the mentioning of the name, the state of California? Why is being put forth a deception? What's the intention? Quite evident. Break up of the U.S. territory. Takeover. Statement made red dress. Condition the viewer thought in the abstract. Needed to interpret people are Californians. Remembered should be, duration of clip over again over, people as well are considered illegal migrants. Transition to oftentimes U.S. citizens. Used as the same term, people. Included transition to Californians. Associate to they. Feel are part of them. Grouped in with us. Share part of ours. Times take part of yours. All in the abstract. Viewer is conditioned. Can't think logically. Subjected to years of brainwashing. Suffer lowered intellects. Take note, revolutionary. In order to get away, not any longer be programmed, necessary is not to use the abstract. Don't use the hypothetical. Attempt to phrase ideas without the use of you. We, they, us, ours, any of the others, she, nor he, nor it, any of the mentioned words need to be first named, then used no more than 2, 3 times. 2 or 3 times. Then again, reinterjection of the names. Try never to use the abstract. Stop with you know. Use I know. Stop to associate. Live in the abstract. Reality has become an illusion. Blurred is the vision. About to lose sovereignty. Get off the programming. Time to realize the clips. Dialogue to the music. Nearly everything, now since 4 decades, received heavy programming. Since 1993, have received the computer generation 5-minute lapse placed to every program. More the time went on, higher level of toxicity. Vile has become the style. The people took on a way which is immoral due to the computer generation. Women, they're grouped in with the guy. Another of the dudes, over and over again, termed guy. Okay, guys. She's become another. Identifies with a man with a mental disorder. The transsexual, placed as one of the group leaders. The ones the other women identify with. Oh, wait. Others, because he isn't. He's a transsexual. Placed by Yankee Sam as a group leader. For the women. The population has very skewed views. Took on queer values. Lower the moral values. Viewed as even more favorable. How low can Yankee go? Continues to be the show. It's time to change their way. Pick up the morals. Join with the revolution. Bring about the solution. Liberate the Confederate States of America. The Alamo, placed as the capital. I want only God. He helps me do this rhyme, line by line. I do give my thanks, along with gratitude, for our Father in heaven. This is the Bigbossjock, momentarily signing off.